My beloved child, listen to me in the deepest place of your heart. What you are feeling right now, that heaviness in your chest, that quiet devastation that comes when something you hoped for has not arrived, when everything around you looks like an ending. I see it. I have been watching it, and I sent you here today because there is something I need you to understand before you take one more step in the wrong direction. What feels like the end right now is not the end. It is the entrance. You are standing in a doorway, and the reason it feels like a wall is because you are facing the wrong direction. You have been looking back at what was lost, what fell apart, what never came. And I have been standing at the threshold ahead of you, waiting for you to turn around so you can see what I have already built on the other side of this moment. You found this message today for a reason. This did not come to you by coincidence. This did not appear in your feed randomly at this exact hour, in this exact season of your life, by accident. Nothing about the way I move is accidental. I am intentional. I am precise. And you specifically, are exactly where I need you to be to hear what I'm about to say. Stay until the very end. Because what I have to say to you last will be the part that changes everything. Before we go any further, if this message is already touching the place you were hoping God would reach today, I want you to type, "My promise is still alive," in the comments right now. That is not just words. That is a declaration of faith, and heaven hears it. And if you have not subscribed yet, do it right now and turn on the notification bell, because what is being built here is a place where God's messages find the people who need them most. You need to be here every time He speaks. Now, let me tell you what I see from where I stand. I see a person who has been faithful in a season that gave them almost nothing to show for it. I see someone who prayed, who believed, who held on, and who is now standing at what looks like the edge of everything. The relationship that ended, the door that closed, the plan that collapsed, the dream that seems so far away from where you actually are that hope itself has started to feel like a kind of suffering. I see you on the nights when the silence felt like abandonment, when you prayed and heard nothing back, when you watched people around you move forward into the life you were also believing for, and you stayed exactly where you were. I see all of it. And I need you to know something that most people in your position never allow themselves to believe. What I have planned for you was never cancelled by any of this. The job that didn't work out did not cancel what I have for you. The relationship that ended did not remove your name from my book. The delay did not mean denial. And the ending you are staring at right now, it is not an ending. It is the last chapter of the old season and the first breath of the new one. What you call the end, I call the entrance, as it is written in Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. And that word, that question at the center of the verse, do you not perceive it, is not a rebuke. It is an invitation. I am asking you today the same thing I asked then. Can you perceive it? Can you see, even through the grief, even through the exhaustion of waiting, even through the rubble of what just ended, that something new is already beginning to move? You cannot always see it with your eyes, but I need you to see it with your faith. And here is what most people never understand about this. Most of my children believe that the hardest part of a season of transition is the loss, the ending itself, the moment something falls. But I tell you the truth. The hardest part is not when the thing collapses. The hardest part is the space between what ended and what has not yet arrived. That in-between place, that corridor, that is where faith is truly tested. Because in the corridor, you have nothing to point to, no evidence, no open door in front of you, no closed door behind you anymore. Just space, just uncertainty, just my voice, and your decision about whether to trust it. You are in that corridor right now. And the enemy knows it. The enemy knows that the corridor is the most vulnerable place, not because I am absent there, but because it is the place where his voice sounds most convincing. He says to you, look at the evidence, look at how long it has been, look at what you lost, look at everyone else, and then he whispers the cruelest thing a person in a waiting season can hear. Maybe this is just how it ends for you. But listen, this is the part that changes everything. That voice is not prophesying your future. It is describing its own fear of what I have already written for you. Because I do not allow my chosen ones to walk through the fire without a purpose. I do not permit the wilderness without a promised land waiting on the other side of it. Every door that closed in your life, every one, was not a punishment. It was a redirection. It was me keeping you from settling in a place that was never designed for what I have for you. You received a promise, and you have been holding it longer than you thought you would have to. Long enough to start wondering if you misheard. Long enough for the enemy to start using the delay as evidence against God's faithfulness. But hear this, the delay is not a denial. It is positioning. The turn of the chosen shows you exactly how God uses 7 days to reverse the weight and step your life into the fulfillment he already set in motion. The link is pinned in the first comment. Comment, my promise is still alive, and hold that promise with both hands today. Now let me take you somewhere. I want you to remember Joseph, my beloved, a young man who dreamed, and those dreams were real. They came from me. They were a preview of the life I had designed for him before he drew his first breath. And then, what happened next? His brothers hated him for the dream. They stripped him. They threw him in a pit. They sold him into slavery. They told his father he was dead. As it is written in Genesis 37:24, they took him and threw him into the cistern, and the cistern was empty. There was no water in it. Do you see? An empty pit. No water, no help, no rescue in sight, no sign from heaven, no angelic visitation. Just a young man in a hole in the ground, the sound of his brothers laughing above him, and everything that was supposed to be his life, gone. If you had been Joseph in that pit, what would you have called it? You would have called it the end. So it is with you. The pit you are sitting in today, the season that looks like collapse, the moment that feels like abandonment. I was there in Joseph's pit, and I am here in yours. And just as I was not finished with Joseph when he was at the very bottom, I am not finished with you now. The pit was not the conclusion of Joseph's story. It was the corridor to the throne. The pit was not where his destiny died. It was where the old version of his life had to end so the new one could begin. What you call the end, I call the entrance. Joseph went from the pit to Potiphar's house, from Potiphar's house to a prison, from the prison to the second highest position in the most powerful nation on earth, as it is written in Genesis 41:41. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt. The man who was sold for 20 pieces of silver became the man who saved a nation from famine. The man thrown away by his own family became the one who extended his hand to feed them. But here is what I need you to hold on to. Between the pit and the palace, there was time. There was suffering. There were false accusations, closed doors, forgotten promises from people who said they would help and didn't. There was a waiting season inside the waiting season. And in every layer of that wait, I was working, precisely, intentionally, preparing the conditions for a breakthrough so complete that no enemy who had contributed to his suffering could deny that it was my hand. Stay with me, because what I am about to say connects all of it. The reason your current ending feels so final is because you are measuring it with human tools. You are looking at the calendar and counting the months. You are looking at the bank account and counting the deficit. You are looking at the empty seat across the table, the quiet house, the unfulfilled expectation, and you are calculating. And the calculation says, this is too much to come back from. But your math is not my math. As it is written in Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Not some things, not the good things, all things. Which means that the thing you are holding right now, the thing that broke, that ended, that fell apart, it is in the category of all things. Which means it is in the category of things I am working with, working through, working towards something that serves you. What you call delay, I call preparation. What you call loss, I call repositioning. What you call the end, I call the entrance. And here is the first inversion of perspective I need you to carry with you through the rest of this message. You have been measuring the value of this season by what you have received from it. But the value of this season is not in what you received. It is in what you have become while receiving nothing. The faith that stayed when it had no evidence, that is not a small thing. That is the rarest thing on earth. And I do not waste it. Before we move forward, I want to speak from my heart for just a moment. Every message I bring here goes through hours of prayer, searching, and preparation. I take this seriously because I know that some of you are holding on to your faith by a thread, and this message may be the one God is using to keep you holding on. If this ministry has been a source of strength for you, there is a link pinned in the first comment called Buy Me a Coffee. It is completely voluntary. Give only what God places on your heart, but if He does move you to give, know that your offering reaches the next person who will find this video in their darkest moment and discover God has not forgotten them. Thank you. Let us keep going. Waiting does not mean passivity. Some of the most powerful spiritual warfare happens in the hidden season, when no one can see what you are doing in prayer. Chosen in Action gives you 21 spiritual decrees, specifically built for the moments when the answer has not arrived yet, but the authority to call it in already belongs to you. These are not inspirational phrases. They are declarations that move things in the spirit while you are standing in the gap. The link is pinned in the first comment. Comment, I decree in the waiting. And let that be the sound that breaks the silence. Now let me hold a mirror up for you, and I want you to have the courage to look into it honestly. You have been carrying something for a long time, not just the situation, the weight of the story you have been telling yourself about the situation. The story that says you made too many mistakes, that you missed the window, that the person you were waiting for is not coming, that the opportunity has passed, that other people were chosen and you were not, or that you were chosen once and forfeited it somehow, that the vision you had was just wishful thinking, that the silence was God's way of saying no. I hear that story. I have been listening to you tell it. And I need to interrupt it, not with a rebuke, but with the truth. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are mine. Let me tell you what I actually see when I look at where you are right now. I see someone who has stayed close to me even when staying close cost them something. I see someone who went to the altar when they had nothing to lay on it except the broken thing and laid it there anyway. I see someone who said, I trust you, through gritted teeth, in a season when trust felt like foolishness, and said it again the next morning. I see someone who has not walked away, who has not given up entirely, who is here, right now, listening for my voice in a season where my voice has felt so quiet. That person is not someone I have forgotten. That person is someone I have been particularly close to, because the seasons of silence are not the seasons I withdraw. They are the seasons I go the deepest. They are the seasons where the work I am doing in you cannot happen any other way. Silence is not my absence. It is my deepest work. Think about what happens in the earth before a harvest. Nothing visible. Weeks of quiet ground, a seed underground in the dark with no evidence of what is happening, until one morning, with no announcement, it breaks through the surface. And the harvest is not smaller because the ground was quiet. The harvest is proportional to how deep the root went in the dark. Your root has been going deep in this waiting season, and what is coming will make the waiting make sense. I need to tell you something about the specific moment you are in right now. The moment just before a breakthrough has a particular quality. It has a feeling of compression, of endings, of running out of road. This is not an accident of timing. This is the nature of thresholds. A door, at the moment of opening, feels exactly like a wall. The pressure you feel right now is not the pressure of something closing. It is the pressure of something about to open. I have never let you go. Not once, not even in the silence. You have not missed your moment, but you may be in a season where it looks that way, where the years feel like they worked against you instead of for you, where the window you were waiting for seems closed. The turn of the chosen shows you how God reverses time and redirects what felt lost. And the 7 steps of the chosen walks you through 21 days of unlocking the blessings and purpose that have been waiting behind the closed door. Both are pinned in the first comment. Your moment did not pass. It was being kept for exactly now. I want to go deeper now, because there is something about this particular moment, this end that is not really an end, that I need to illuminate for you. In the world you live in, endings have a finality. When a relationship is over, it is over. When a job is gone, it is gone. When a door closes, the air changes on that side of the threshold, and everything inside you responds to that. Every natural instinct, every emotional mechanism, every human framework for understanding reality says, this is done. Grieve it, accept it, move on. And I am not telling you not to feel that. I made you to feel. I put the capacity for grief inside you not as a flaw, but as a feature. Because grief is how you honor what mattered. Joseph wept, David wept, Job wept. There is no strength in pretending the ending did not cost you something. But here is the line I need you to see. There is a difference between grieving a chapter and concluding a story. You are in the grief of a chapter, but your story is not over. As it is written in Psalm 35, weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. That is not a platitude. That is a covenant promise. The weeping has an end. It is assigned to the night. And the morning, with its light, its new beginning, its total reversal of darkness, the morning is coming. And when it comes, it does not apologize for arriving. It simply arrives. Your morning is coming. I want to speak now to the version of you who has started to wonder if the promise you received was real. You prayed, you heard something, you felt something shift in your spirit at a specific moment, a word, a dream, a deep internal knowing that something was being prepared for you. And then time passed, and the promise didn't arrive, and you started to wonder, did I hear correctly? Did I imagine it? Did I hold on to something that was never actually mine to hold? Do not let the delay rewrite the origin of the promise. When I speak to one of mine, the word does not expire. My promises are not subject to the limitations of human timelines. Isaiah 55:11 says, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." The word I spoke into you, the promise, the dream, the deep knowing, it has not stopped moving. It did not run out of power because the year changed. It is still in motion, and it is aimed at you. What you call delay, I call preparation. What you call the end, I call the entrance. Stay with me, because I want to tell you one more thing about Joseph before we move to the final word of this message. After Joseph was released from prison, after everything, he found himself face to face with his brothers. The same men who sold him, who threw him in the pit, who let his father believe his son was dead. And do you know what Joseph said? Do you know the words he chose? As it is written in Genesis 50:20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Not just any good, the saving of many lives. Joseph's suffering was not wasted. It was woven. It was used. Every pit, every prison, every year of waiting. It was all threaded together into a purpose so large that it included people who were not even born yet when the promise was given. And I need you to hear this. Your life is woven the same way. What you are walking through right now is not only about you, the faith you are building in this season, the endurance, the depth of root, the quiet, stubborn refusal to let go of me even when I felt absent, that is being woven into something that will reach past you, into your children, into the people you will stand before one day and say with Joseph's words, "I understand now. I see what you were building. I see what this was for." The hidden season was not punishment, it was protection. And I want to say one more thing directly to the place in you that is most afraid right now. The part of you that looked at the ending and thought, maybe this is too much, maybe the loss is too great, maybe I have waited too long and hoped for too much and the damage is permanent. That part, I see it. I know its name. And I need you to hear me clearly. I did not bring you this far to abandon you now, not after what you have carried, not after the prayers, the midnight cries, the mornings where you got up and tried again when everything in you said there was no point. I did not see all of that and decide you were not worth the breakthrough. I was in every one of those moments. I was the reason you got up, and I will be the reason the door opens. At the exact moment it is meant to open, in the exact way that will be undeniable to everyone who watched you walk through this season. You were not behind. You were being formed. And now, I want to speak a specific word over the thing that ended. You are allowed to name it: the relationship, the business, the ministry, the health, the plan. Whatever it is, whatever word applies to the thing that feels like rubble, I want you to name it silently in your heart right now. Hold it for a moment. Good. Now hear me say this over it. What I end in your life, I end with purpose. What I allow to fall, I allow to fall because it was not the structure that could hold what I'm about to build. Joseph's old life, the favored son in his father's house, could not have contained the man who would save nations. It had to end. Not because I was punishing Joseph, not because Joseph failed, but because the old container was too small for what was coming. Your old container was too small for what is coming, and the ending you are mourning. As real as the grief is, as legitimate as the pain is, it is the sound of a container being removed to make room for one that can actually hold the life I have been building for you. What you call the end, I call the entrance. The door is not behind you. It is ahead of you, and it is already open. Before we reach the closing word, I want to leave you with something you can carry forward. Not just a feeling, a practice, a declaration. Because faith in a waiting season is not passive. It is not just enduring. It is active. It is speaking, it is declaring what I have said over your life into the atmosphere around your life, even when nothing visible confirms it yet. As it is written in Hebrews 11:1, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what do not see. Assurance about what you do not see. That is the exact position you are in today. You do not see the fulfillment yet. But the faith, the assurance, the active, confident declaration, that is what moves things on your behalf in the realm that produces your visible reality. You have not missed your moment, but you may be in a season where it looks that way, where the years feel like they worked against you instead of for you, where the window you were waiting for seems closed. The turn of the chosen, shows you how God reverses time and redirects what felt lost. And the 7 steps of the chosen walks you through 21 days of unlocking the blessings and purpose that have been waiting behind the closed door. Both are pinned in the first comment. Your moment did not pass. It was being kept for exactly now. And now we come to the final word. The word I saved for the end. Because I told you at the beginning that what I say last will be the thing that changes everything. Here it is. The greatest threat to your breakthrough right now is not the enemy. It is not the circumstance. It is not the person who did not come through. The greatest threat to your breakthrough is the decision, made quietly over time without you fully realizing it, to lower what you are expecting from me. You started with a large faith, a wide-open expectation, a belief that the thing you were promised was real and was coming. And then the time passed, and the faith got smaller, not all at once, just incrementally, just enough to survive, just enough to keep functioning. And somewhere in that process of making peace with the wait, you started to make peace with the possibility that what I said might not happen. I am interrupting that agreement today. I need you to open back up to the full size of what was promised, to the unedited, uncompromised version of what I said before the waiting started wearing it down. Because the fulfillment of a promise cannot land in a space that has been sealed off from its own arrival. The promise needs a believing heart to land in. And I am asking you today to open yours back up. You have not been forgotten. You have been prepared. And what is coming will make the waiting make sense. I have never taken my eyes off of you, not once, not even in the darkest night you thought I did. The end is not the end, the entrance is open. And on the other side of this threshold, on the other side of what looks like collapse, what feels like silence, what presents itself as a final conclusion, there is a life so precisely fitted to who I made you to be, so undeniably the result of my hand, so complete in its restoration, that you will one day do what Joseph did. You will look at every pit, every prison, every silent year, every morning you got up with nothing to show for the night's prayers, and you will say, with tears, with gratitude, with the kind of peace that passes understanding, you intended this for harm, but God intended it for good. Now I want to close with something I need you to do. Take a breath, feel the weight of what you have been carrying, and give it to me. Not partially, fully. Lay the ending at my feet. Lay the silence at my feet. Lay the fear that it is too late, that the damage is permanent, that the promise was not real. Lay all of it at my feet. And then stand up, because the entrance is open, and I am on the other side of it, and I am not going anywhere. I have been here all along. You are chosen, and chosen people do not walk this path alone. The link is pinned in the first comment. Click, receive, open, and begin. Comment right now, my promise is still alive. That is your declaration of faith. Subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and share this message with the person in your life who needs to hear it today. You may be the instrument God uses to reach the next person who is still waiting to be found. You were never waiting for God to find you. He found you before you were born. And everything that looks like an ending in your life right now, He has already written what comes after it. What you call the end, I call the entrance. Step through,